prudentwife.com. Today we're going to make an exciting recipe that everybody who loves Mexican food is really going to enjoy. We're going to make homemade refried beans. Now these are fabulous. They are so simple and they cost just pennies to make, literally, as opposed to buying a can, squishing it up, or getting the already done beans. What you start with is a bag of pinto beans. Just buy them at the store when they're on sale. Get a big bag, small bag, whatever you want to. This recipe will also work for black beans, the frijoles negros, or the pinto beans, which is very, very common in Mexican food cooking, and you love it. There's nothing better than just a great yummy pot of beans with lots and lots of cheese. So we take, and first of all, we dump our beans into a bowl of water. You use regular water. Filtered water is, of course, what we prefer. And you let them add about a tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar. This helps to break down some of the non-digestible things in the beans, makes it better. So soak your beans overnight, or soak them during the day and cook them all night. That's what I've done quite a few times. Then we're going to take those beans, once we've got them nice and soaked, soak them 6, 8, 12 hours, and then we're going to show you how to cook them in the crock pot. The crock pot is wonderful. It is your servant. It is your friend. It is working all day long. So first, I'm just going to go to the sink and drain these. Now that we've drained our beans, I'm going to dump them into the crock pot. And you can see they're still hard. If I took a bite, yeah, it'll crunch through. It won't break my teeth off, but they're nowhere near done. Now the great enemy anytime you're cooking beans is salt. Do not put salt in the beans unless you want them to be crunchy. Now here comes the fun part. I love fresh onions and fresh garlic in with my beans. It just helps add the flavor, adds nutrients and vitamins and that sort of thing. So I've already cut up some fresh garlic and we've got it in here. Okay, just do that. Now I don't think we have enough garlic, and if you've ever seen garlic, the best way to buy garlic is in the bulbs, and then you just separate out little pieces of that garlic and you can put them right into a garlic press, or you can chop them up very small with a knife. You just want to take that papery skin off. I'm going to use my handy dandy garlic press, and you just squeeze, take that knife, go just like that, and inside the paper is left inside of there. So you don't have to get your hands all messy with the garlic, and that's a wonderful kitchen tool. Very, very worth it. So we've got garlic, and we've got fresh garlic and fresh onions. Now we're going to pour water, and we want to pour water about to the top of the beans, and we'll give you a shot of that. So in the crock pot, a little bit, just make sure the top of the beans are covered. You can give it a stir. Now remember what we've already said. If you add salt to these beans, you're going to have a problem. Now if you don't use the fresh garlic, you can also use garlic powder, onion powder, that sort of thing, about a tablespoon of each to season or to taste. I like a lot of garlic, so that's me. If you want to add additional flavor, and we love hot and spicy, we're Southern Californians, so cayenne pepper is my very favorite thing in this entire world, besides baby Jesus, and I'm kidding, I love Jesus better. You can also put green chilies in, a can of chopped up green chilies. If you want to put some jalapenos in, you can. All of these hot items can be added toward the end. I'm always a little worried that I might mess up and get some salt in there if it's a processed product like those two are. You can also use the famous jalapeno pepper, and you can chop that up and put it in the beans. I'm not going to season my beans today because I'm going to be using them for several different things. Okay, so this is our difficult recipe. You put the lid on, you turn your crock pot on, and you cook them for about 8 to 10 hours depending on your crock pot. Could even be 6 to 10 hours depending on your crock pot. Some are very hot, some aren't. And you can also cook it, that would be on low, or you can cook it on high, between 4 and 6 hours. You'll just have to experiment. When the beans are done, we'll show you, and then we'll actually make the refried beans on the stove. So this is a terrific recipe. Again, it'll work just great with your pintos or your black beans. Thank you very much for coming to theprudentwife.com to see how to make homemade refried beans and save that precious money. These are our beans after we've boiled them on the stove, and we're just going to take them to make refried beans and put them right into Grandma's cast iron skillet. And I'm going to scoop out a couple of cups of beans in there, and they're nice and hot. We haven't added any salt yet, and it's such a simple process. We'll reserve bean juice as needed. Alright, so first let's give them some salt. There we go. And you can see they're beginning to boil on here. We're going to take a bean masher, potato masher, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to do simple mashing. You can make them, some people like to have a lot of the beans kind of showing, so they keep them more at this stage. Other people want them mashed up like potatoes. So you just mash them to your heart's content, to whatever your family likes, and let them heat up on the stove. If you want to add some peppers, jalapenos, some cayenne, whatever you want to spice it up a little bit, feel free. And I'm a little bit more beans in there because it's a little too juicy. Those are our refried beans made from regular pinto beans. We've got them all smashed up, salted with some cracked pepper, and it's time to make some delicious food out of them.